So I got two quick things. One was just a China update, and then I'll go to crypto. The China thing, I called in about the chips a couple of weeks ago. There was a commission in Congress that just did a report recommending like 39 points on Tuesday that I just found out about on Monday. The first thing was to unnormalize trade relations with them, which would basically look at reintroducing more tariffs, trade, not sanctions, but restrictions and things of that nature. And the second on that I'm aware of is looking at the potential of sanctions if there was a potential invasion of Taiwan or any kind of blockade or something like that. I haven't had a chance to look at the other 37 because I just found out about it. They're traditionally pretty hawkish on them, but I thought it was relevant since they're the ones that recommended the chip ban itself. So I thought I should bring that to your attention.
Thank you. Yeah,
we'll might be able to take a look at that.
Will do. And then crypto.
And the other thing was the crypto thing. I was just watching somebody else this morning that was making the potential argument that there could be a Black Swan event where this is. I thought it was very good that kind of coincidental, fortuitous that Jacob Silverman was on today to talk about that with FTX, and he was talking about how many echoes of the great financial crisis there were with the deregulation, securitization, lack of regulation that led to all the different structures that led to that crisis. And there are those same things happening in the market right now, and kind of the entire crypto industry is based on that, regardless of which.
Mitch, I mean, hate to correct you, but I think I brought that up, but that's okay.
Well, you did.
No,
I mean, I thought that was very cool that it coincided.
Yes,
but
yes.
I just thought that it was very interesting that this could have a ripple effect, and I was wondering, exactly how much further this could proliferate in the industry, and whether, this is a side note, but it was just a first thought of mine that I think could be off base. But I was wondering if there could be any kind of anti-inflationary ramifications of that by just reducing the amount of money there is in the entire economy, honestly.
I think to your point, Mitch, just to jump in, I think the next step is, for at least for crypto people, is actually understanding how much actual real money is in this economy, because it's been rehypothecated so many times that now, we just don't, we know money went into the crypto economy. We know that at some point people were spending millions of dollars of real money on apes. We know people were pumping tens of billions of dollars into companies and sort of seed rounds. But we don't necessarily know how much money has come out and how much of that real money remains. And everyone is just
we don't know the real money was spent buying apes, because a lot of the
that's true
purchases are in crypto that was obtained in ways we don't know. I mean, for example, I saw an article recently that Justin Bieber paid a couple $1 million for his NFT, which is now worth $69,000 for this Bored Ape NFT, or a mutant ape, the Bored Ape side project. 90%. What was that?
Like a return of negative 90% or something.
Yeah, but also when Justin Bieber originally bought that Ape NFT, or one of his Ape NFTs, for a couple $1 million, there was research into it that found that he actually was transferred that money by one of his business partners who made that amount in his own NFT project that Justin Bieber had promoted for him. So Justin Bieber didn't even spend his own money on that NFT. And that money that was spent was raised via another NFT project's sales. So, and where did the crypto for that NFT project come from? We don't know. That's the thing. This whole industry is propped up by fake money. These companies are just, it was talked about, Mike Burgersberg, when he came on Scam Economy 2 weeks ago, he basically ran through what it's called the flywheel scheme.
Yep.
Yeah. And basically these companies create their own token out of thin air. They keep 60-70% of it, disperse 10-15% to their investors, and then sell the other 10-15% that's left, and then inflate the value. And then they say, oh, this token is worth is currently trading on the market. And remember, the majority of the token is not being traded, but what is being traded is currently being traded at $10, $15, $20. So then they go, it's all worth
combination pump and dump and Ponzi.
Yeah. So then they go, every token is worth $10, $15, $20 or whatever it's worth, even though we hold like 70% of it, which we just manufactured out of thin air and was never put on the market to actually, attain the value. And that's what they end up fundraising on. Oh, we have $1 billion in the bank. Don't tell anybody that 900 million of it is in our own token that we kept from the very moment we printed it up.
Yeah, so
right, it's Enron accounting, basically.
Yeah, like they would call it mark to market. They will claim that they have $900 million worth of a coin that in reality only has like $5 million worth of liquidity in the entire system. So it would be impossible to ever get that money out if they chose to sell it. And I think that's my point is we just don't know how many actual dollars are left in crypto to get out for people who currently in their little crypto app see that they have $100,000, or $100,000 worth of like blank coin or, blank DAO token or whatever. And, we saw a really big all-time high of like a year and a half ago where we knew a lot of money was coming in from institutional sources. And it's just possible that the money that's sloshing around now, like it's just the fumes of an all-time high that we hit a long time ago that are just being like picked over by, those who didn't get out fast enough. And the hope is that like maybe some, angel investor like Elon Musk or the United States government will just like pump in. I don't know. These companies have such huge market caps based on nothing that they'd have to pump in like $50 billion worth of money into this economy so that people could keep gambling. It's just, we likely don't have it really. I mean, our housing industry, if you're talking about comparisons of traditional markets, our housing industry works very similarly. A lot of the houses that you see with their values in this bubble are mark to market. Every house is worth $1 million to the point where if you sold them all, we would have an economy that's like $100 trillion worth of liquid money. We just don't have it. And so like we live in a lot of bubbles. It's just like this crypto bubble specifically is one that has been allowed to get very large very quickly. And there's just like, half these companies aren't even incorporated in the United States. They just have United States citizens working in them.
Like Jacob had said, it's like running 1,000 years of the economy, of the financial economy on warp speed, playing at 100 times speed or something.
Right. I mean, this is something that we've seen in
we gotta let you go, Mitch. Sorry, just because we're
go ahead,
a little limited
Absolutely.
on time. Sorry about that.
Of course.
Yeah.
No,
I was going to say this is something we've seen in the tech industry for a long time now. The only difference is that when a tech, like a social media platform fails, the people who hurt are like the big VCs and, the company's employees. When it comes to crypto, the people who are hurt are millions of regular, ordinary people who were told to invest in this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing like the .com bubble, I think, play out very specifically. A lot of bubbles, but the .com bubble of the 90s play out, and I think that's why a lot of people who get trapped into it tend to be between the 18 to 45 demographic who specifically feel a lot of FOMO for missing out on the golden tickets of the first .com bubble, only to not realize that those people who were able to get in, a lot of people lost their money. A lot of people lost their money in the 90s tech bubble, pets.com, stuff like that, not to mention the housing bubble of 2008. And so what we've now have is that a lot of, traditionally risky investments have been opened up to retail investors through a series of like, regulatory loopholes or just like regulatory like laxness from the SEC. And, people are getting eaten up. It's just sad.
Hey, this video is sponsored by Established Titles. What is Established Titles? It is a fun novelty gift that also helps you preserve some natural woodlands. It's a project based on historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number. So what happens is they plant a tree with every order. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. And you get one of these certificates. I'm a lord. I'm also a lady, too. I can be both. There's no reason I can't be. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to our plot. If you want to become a lord and lady, we can create our own majority report kingdom. So check it out. You can also, on official documents where they use a prefix, you can call yourself lord or lady. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code MAJORITY, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/majority to get your gifts now and help support the channel.